who is very close to my heart because she deals into meditation and yoga. I'm talking about Kalpana Yuvraj ji. Kalpana Yuvraj ji is a trainer who believes in the mysteries of science. She is an artist, she is a curator, and she is an entrepreneur. That is an example for the women. And she is the founder of Artistry Conclave Foundation. Mrs. Kalpana ji is the awardee of many prestigious awards, like a Small Exporter Award, Government of Tamil Nadu in 1994. She is the recipient of Indira Priyadarshini National Award, New Delhi in 2000, Global Leadership Award, Washington, DC in 2001, and Bharat Jyoti Award, New Delhi in 2012. So she is nowadays into full training of soul and spirit by promoting yoga, meditation, and correlating and collaborating with scientific mysteries. I request Mrs. Kalpana Yuvraj ji to kindly address the gathering.
Hello, everybody. Good morning and a happy International Women's Day to one and all here. It's a real pleasure to see so many empowered women talking about the power of women and the way women have really portrayed themselves. And I was really happy to hear a lot of inputs from this recent speaker, the student of architecture. And congratulate Halima and Dr. Ram for putting up this program together. And a lot of efforts get into this, coordinating with the speakers and getting their profiles. It is a real task, and congratulations for taking up this task and highlighting the women power on this International Women's Day. Now, I have been asked to talk about inspiring women. And I would say that not one particular woman has inspired me. It's all the people whom I have met, all women whom I have met have inspired me, right from my great grandmother, my grandmother, my mom. And when I met Hillary Clinton, I was inspired by her too much. And I am also inspired by my maid, who's morning she works in two homes, and then she goes out for masonry work, and she comes back and works in another home only to educate her children. Now her daughter has completed BSc nursing and she's waiting to do her MSc nursing. Her son is completed her plus 2 and he's ready to go to do his CA. So all these women are inspiring to me. But I would like to quote a few examples here. In 2001, from 90 to 2001, 11 years, I was running my leather industry, exporting to US, UK, and other parts of the globe. And after 11 years, when the business was touching the peak, the WTC hit happened. World Trade Center was shut down, and the whole city of New York was burning. And my clients there, my buyers in New York, they didn't release the goods. It was on cash against documents, COD documents, and they couldn't release the goods. And I had no other choice. This happened on the 11th of September, and I flew down to New York on the 16th of September. It was on British Airways. We were only 16 passengers apart from the crew. So this was something which nobody expected. And what I'm trying to say here is there is a crisis in every woman's life. We all have faced crisis and we will be facing. And how we handle this crisis is the real achievement of women, I would say. And this happened in September, and I'm receiving the Global Leadership Award in October. I told the authorities, US Chamber of Commerce, that I am not going to receive this award because right now I have nothing. This whole city is burning and my past, present, and future is just lying in the port. But Hillary Clinton, she said, this is going to be a boost for your next innings, Kalpana. So better come and receive it. And I was also inspired by another story, which I would like to share here. Hillary and her husband Clinton, when he was a president, were invited to a restaurant, to her friend's restaurant for a dinner. And at one point of time, he had proposed to Hillary, but somehow she didn't get married to him. When they were having dinner at the end of the dinner was over, uh, Clinton quietly said to Hillary, if you had married him, you would have been the owner of this huge hotel. But Hillary smilingly, she said, if I had married him, he would have been the president of America. So this is the kind of confidence that she had, and I think every woman has. In fact, during the COVID time, I had seen many of the women who were buying vegetables and selling on the streets, and they made money for their family. The men of the homes lost their jobs, and they were all literally on the streets. They couldn't pay out the rent to make their ends meet. Many of these women went to the market, they bought vegetables, and they used to bring it in a basket and go home to home. And I used to call all my friends and say, don't buy from the market, please buy from these women. Don't book online, so please buy from these women. Every woman is an inspiring woman. And when we look for special traits, yes, women are multitasking, not only 5 or 6, even if you give them 10 tasks, they can focus and accelerate whatever they have been doing. And when it comes to the modern day, I'm really a little worried about the younger generation now, because social media is taking them to a task. And the more focused you are on your work, the more you will be able to achieve. I think with people like Rekha, Halima, and all the inspirational speakers here, women have a lot of take home messages, and this should reach the adolescent girls and even the the younger children, like right from the age of 6 to 7. We need to train them and make them ready to accept the changes in life. Life is full of changes and challenges. And the moment you are ready to adapt to the change and take it as a challenge and move forward, then you are called a successful woman. And success again is very subjective. It depends on individual to individual. What you mean by success? Just having a big bank balance is not a success. I have seen people leading a wonderful social life, but at the back end in their homes, I have seen children committing suicide. Do you call this a successful life? So please define your own success. Please define the yardstick of your success. As a woman, your first, and well, the moment you get a child, you are a mother. First, try to groom your child, then your grandchildren, and of course we keep doing all the work that you have to do. Always keep this at the back of your mind. I have seen some of my very good friends who have been global leaders and motivational speakers and influencers, but again the number of suicides in their homes are much more. So please don't get attracted only to the social media, and don't try to keep projecting yourself whatever best you can, but also keep an eye on what's happening in the home front. This is my strong piece of suggestion. I don't say call it as an advice, a suggestion to the younger women these days. Of course, my all the 3 daughters are well educated, but now when they are having children, I just tell them, resign your job and take care of your children first. When they grow up, you can get back into your job, or you can do any business or whatever. I think every woman needs to take care of this particular point. And when it comes to career or children, please don't sacrifice your children for the sake of your career. So they are the next generation, they are the future citizens of the world, and always try to bring up global citizens. Please don't become a fanatic of your religion or your culture. The more, of course, we all need a culture, we all need a religion to self discipline ourselves, but again, religion should lead to oneness. It shouldn't lead to any controversy or any discrepancies. That is what I'm trying to say. And this can really be done by women in most cases. And it should be the women leaders who should bring out this point, because when the child is sick, the woman prays to all the gods, whether it is Allah or Rama or Jesus. And she is concerned only about the child's health. So all the traits, I mean, I would say all the traits, the inner strength, you have to derive from within yourself, within yourself. And that is the reason I do programs on inner alignment. And today we are also launching our innovative club. It's a global club. I will share the invitation here for you all in a while, if Halima allows me to share the invitation on the screen.
Sure,
This is
sure.
going to be, thank you, Halima. Thank you, Dr. Halima. And the reason what why we are trying to do this is only to have a positive engagement. Whether you're a 5-year-old child or a 50-year-old man or a 60-year-old woman, the human brain needs a positive engagement. There is no way you can tame your mind or control your mind. I see a number of programs called mind control. There is no way you can control the mind. The only way is occupy your mind with a positive engagement and move ahead, which will give you more inner strength to face the day-to-day challenges. And Halima, can I just share the screen for a moment, for 3 minutes?
You can do, you are the co-host.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to share the screen now for just for people to understand uh, what we have been doing. Can you view the screen?
No, we are not able to see.
Oh,
So, yes, now it is
second.
visible.
Now it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it audible?
In the year 2009, by a
Yes.
couple of artists sitting under the peepal tree while casually chatting over a cup of tea. Since then, a bout of activities have been happening with different groups in all major cities. Artists Conclave Foundation believes in the art of merging two or more creative whizzes, whether it's an artist and a writer, artist and a musician, or a photographer. These amalgamations have the ability to create massive explosion of creativity. By connecting with artists across borders, one can discover the unity in diversity, converging to convey the cultural and spiritual messages to the populations, to explore the divine within. When the whole world was watching Corona with fear and uncertainty, when COVID It's truly a collaborative virtual university and will be operating with the ongoing support of an incredibly talented and dedicated team. Though there's an ocean of courses available, we have designed a very rational curriculum where, at the end of the program, students will be able to witness a tangible growth in their personal and professional life and ready to pitch in national and international shows. ACFE University is the one stop for people from all walks of life, irrespective of their age, to come in and explore the unconventional interest, their passion, and explore the world of opportunities, realize their potential, and get themselves to rock in the creative industry and excel as freelancers too. Artists Conclave Foundation was founded in the year 2009 by a couple of artists sitting under the peepal tree while casually chatting.
Thank you very much. It was really lovely.
Thank you, Dr. Halima. I just played this for people to understand what we have been trying to do and create a positive engagement for people of all age groups. And this is what we mean by inner alignment. The more you positively engage with your higher self, you try to align within yourself. When you are able to see the beauty within you, then you are able to see the beauty in every aspect of your life, in all other people as well. So this is one message which I want all the women here to take home and share it with other women's groups. And another thing, Halima, next year, Dr. Ram, I would say we should invite more of men to speak, because when it comes to International Women's Day here in Chennai, also they call me to girls' colleges and girls' schools. But with Madras Management Association also, and with our Rotary too, I have been stressing that a lot has to be spoken in the boys' college and the men's college. They need to understand, they cannot compare themselves with the women and say they are not performing, or they are poor performers, or they are weaker sex. This kind of mindset should get erased even when the children are young. And I request all mothers here to make your sons to inform your sons on all the aspects of when there is a boy and a girl growing together in the family, there is not much a problem. But in a family where there are only sons, there is a real problem, because they don't understand. They haven't grown up with a sister, and so they understand. They do not try to understand what is a woman. So I want every mother here to keep her son well informed. Maybe her mother-in-law wouldn't have had this opportunity to teach her husband what is all about the women and leadership. And it was, I want my words, I would say leadership is more about taking responsibilities. The younger generation of women, they want all the leadership and they want all the power, but when it comes to responsibility, again they are taking a seat back. So I want all the girls here to understand what is leadership. Leadership is first responsibility of your personal life and your family life, and then your relationship with the society. And if you are able to hold in your quotients, yes, then you have really made it. Thank you, Dr. Halima. With this, I'll stop. And if there is any questions, one or two, I can take it up.
Thank you very much. And I think that we have to manage the timing. So we'll move ahead.
Yes.
And
Thank you,
let
Doctor.
me,
Thank you.
yes, thank you very